guys, Lizardlea here for Otter Day 1. I am going to be doing Otter Butterfly Clan Cleansing Moon Plant Fern for January 20th to February 18th from the Native American Birth Totems in the book Fantasy Cross Stitch 60 Spellbinding Designs by Leslie Tier. So this is the book in case you guys want to go and get it. I have it tilted weird, sorry about that. And then it is this little guy. So cute. He's so cute. And as you might have seen from my post-it note, it is for my mom. It's for her birthday. So it's gonna be really fun. Very excited. I don't have the packaging anymore, but it's a tan Ada cloth. It's actually the same one I just used for the Totoro, so this is what was left over and it should be perfect. I already have the colors pulled. I don't see it taking me very long, but you never know. Stuff always comes up. So I'm just gonna get to stitching. Okay, we are recording.
Huzzah.
So you get to apologize about Death Note.
I was wrong about Death Note. It was a long time ago, and I apologize.
There you go. You're forgiven. Okay, so it was not 30 minutes, it was like 30 seconds. It's significantly shorter.
Just a tad, yeah.
Significantly.
Just a little bit.
Significantly.
Barely changes anything.
And then if it can't happen, it is a heart attack.
It is a heart attack, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever, yeah. I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's been so long for me that I was just like, I thought it was shorter, and turns out I was right.
See, that's how I knew I was right, though.
Because I thought I was right?
Yeah, that can't be right.
You're a dork.
Yeah, so thank you for the correction, because I totally didn't remember right.
You're so bad, handsome man. Okay, so next one on the list is My Hero! Go, you do the little summaries.
My Hero Academia.
Amazing.
The world there are people in the world who have superpowers and someone doesn't, but he wants to be a hero. And it doesn't go the totally cliche route you'd expect, but it kind of does, but it's still really well executed, so who cares? I think that's
so good.
Pretty accurate, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel really bad. Like, the origin for him, his superhero name being Deku. Like, Deku is essentially, it means, like, nobody. It's an insult. And he decides to take that on as his hero name. And, I mean, people like it, so that's good. But I feel bad. Anyways. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since we watched. What are their names? Todoroki is my favorite. Half ice, half fire. He is amazing. I also really like the Raven. He's really cool. Tamaki? No.
No.
That's not his name.
That is not his name.
You should pull up the characters. I do not remember their names.
There's Bakugo.
Bakugo is amazing. He's not my favorite, but he's great. He's really interesting. Like, at first...
Interesting is a term.
I was worried he was just gonna be, like the angry, mean character the whole time, but... I mean, yeah, he is an angry, mean character, but there is more to him, and I appreciate that.
Okay, so we have Todoroki, who you mentioned. We have Midoriya.
Is that Deku? No, Todoroki is my Todoroki.
Yes.
Midoriya, that's Deku's name. Midoriya.
Yes. Uraraka, the gravity girl.
Uraraka. Ochako.
Bakugo.
Ida. Oh my gosh, Ida is so much fun. Like, he annoys me when he's in the classroom, which is weird because, like, that's me. Like,
yes,
when people were goofing
is.
off in class, I would straight up tell them to shut up because I needed to learn and get A's. But, like, I still adore him. And his storyline with his brother just, I cried so much. Oh my goodness. Asui. Oh, okay, I hated the frog girl at first. I legit did not like her. And then they had an episode that, I don't know if it necessarily featured her or if it had more of her. I fell in love with her, and now I love her, and she is one of the best. And she's just amazing.
Death flagged.
No, she's not my favorite, so you can't kill. Oh god.
And
Don't
put
kill
it out.
Todoroki. Don't kill Todoroki. Never let the mangaka listen to this because he will kill Todoroki. Where are you? Why did you scroll up?
Because I made it small.
Kirishima is voiced by Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho, so of course I adore him.
Yeah, to really quickly segue off of that, I just want everyone at home to know what it's like to watch a show with Liz. Imagine if anyone even remotely appeared at any point in time during either Yu Yu Hakusho or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And she will immediately zero in on that and tell you who they were and when it was. Or if she can't, she'll be like, no, I know this, and begin looking it up.
Oh no, I don't have to look it up. I
Rarely.
just have to wait and keep listening. If it was Full Metal Alchemist,
Well, yeah,
I get it.
I know.
If it's Yu Yu Hakusho, sometimes I'm like, because they got a lot of actors to do more than one voice, so they switched it up.
This was Innocent Bystander 4 who died in that episode.
Yeah, the side characters not so much. I don't remember that, but
So anyways.
but I know these voices. I care about these voices. Yayurozu Momo, she's really cool. This is one where I hated the character design at first because I was like, really, you're gonna make her look like a complete slut? Like that's really annoying. And then they explained it and they showed her power and it was like, yeah, it was important for her to show skin because she uses her electrolytes, whatever it is, lipids to create things. Like she creates a freaking cannon at one point. So this is one instance where I'm like, okay, there is a reason for her to dress like this, and I'm okay with it. Like,
Well, I think, like, to add to
they
it,
worked with it.
it's not just that, oh, well, they explained it, so it's okay, because plenty of shows try to explain stuff, and then
Yes,
it's
but
just...
this is an instance where it's like, yeah, if she doesn't show off that skin, she can't use her
Well, no,
powers
no,
to
it's
their full ability.
Not even that, it's how they handle it. Like, it's not... The way they shoot the scene, or the way they do the scenes, the way they draw the characters, the way they... It doesn't feel like they're just shoving it in your face, because, look, she's, like, dressed sexy.
Oh, well,
like,
yeah, because they're kids.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that does not stop anime,
this
especially
is
with
true,
high schoolers.
but...
So, like, it's nice to see it not just be played for, like, oh, we don't have any good plot here, so let's just make her look sexy all the time. It's like, no, they actually respect the characters and try to do good stuff. It's not perfect, but it's way, way better than many other
Oh,
things.
we'll get to the one character
Yeah,
that just absolutely sucks.
yeah.
Let's see. Tokoyami! That's the Raven. He is awesome. His shadow powers are just... I love him. And the recent... What was it? It was the movie where there was that cave-in. So then he just got to go all out with the shadow. That was
Oh, you mean the movie where they,
amazing.
like, killed multiple people?
Yeah, so the movie was
It was fun.
really weird, but my favorite was actually the Chimera. That thing was amazing.
Who they straight up murdered.
Yeah, it was dead. I don't care what they say. They killed that guy more than once. He's dead.
Yeah, for those of you moderately confused, like, the second movie is fun and it's cool, but, like, at the same time, obviously, they're heroes, so they don't kill people. But, like, physics is a thing, and I don't care what they say. The cops should have shown up and been like, why did you arrest this corpse?
Yeah, like, they crushed the girl. They froze the Chimera.
Bakugo nuked the girl.
No, I thought the girl was the one who was in the cave-in with Todoroki in the end.
Oh, at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind, yeah.
So, I mean, like, each of them died multiple times.
Yeah.
But, like, we're going with the final one. Like,
Yeah.
all right, maybe something happened and it just grazed her and she survived. But that cave-in killed her. Being frozen alive killed him. Because he was frozen from the inside out. Like, he's dead. All right? I'm sorry. He's a really
Good
cool
job,
character.
heroes! You saved the day and didn't kill anyone. What about all these bodies?
We don't talk about that.
So, yeah, that's just having fun with it.
I mean, honestly, my biggest gripe with the movie was how they handled Deku's powers of All for One. That was ridiculous, but whatever. We're not talking about that. Kaminari. Oh, the electric guy. He's cute. I mean, it's funny every time he uses his powers and then he comes out stupid for a while. But it's kind of like, you made him a hero? Like, yes, for one moment he can be the strongest person on the field. And then you can just kill him with a fly. Like, eager to get the rock guy, who has the similar powers to
Yeah, I know.
Kaminari. Like, they even came to a standstill in the tournament. Why was one of them chosen over the other?
You did
They
mean
should have
Kaminari.
both chosen.
You meant,
Did I say? Oh, I said.
You meant, God, what's his name? Kirishima.
I meant Kirishima, Justin Cook's character.
Yes.
Yusuke. I meant Yusuke. I'll just call him Yusuke because I know who I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
Liz doesn't believe in names.
Well, no.
Whatever you wrote down for your anime, that's cute, but he's Leora Luluvash now, so...
Leora Luluvash, yes.
Sorry, Leorio.
Leorio. They don't always pronounce it that way. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Some
they
of
speak
them-
Japanese.
No,
No, I
I'm
know
talking
you
about the dub, so it's
Yeah,
the English
no, I
people.
know.
Some of them mispronounce it the way that they plan it out. Like, I loved Big Hero 6. There's one character that calls him Hiro, and everybody else calls him Hero. And it
Mhm.
just annoys me. It's like, you need to just get everybody to pronounce it the same way. Like, yes, she can do a Japanese accent. That's wonderful. If not everyone can, you just gotta call him Hero. Because otherwise, that's like calling me Liz and then calling me Lies. It's wrong. You're mispronouncing my name in one of those instances. It just bugs me. You can call me Laws because I love you and you love me, and that makes it okay.
Okay, lies.
Don't you call me Laws. If I had said Laws, you would have been offended, so I had to say something else.
So you meant loss.
David, you shut your mouth. Okay, who were we just on? We did Kaminari, so Aoyama. The French kid with the naval laser. This is another one where it's kind of like, you made him a hero, he overuses it, and then he has a stomach ache and can't help around. So it's like...
He's just... Well, I'm going to kind of cover it all when you get to the end of this, so...
Okay. Ashido. Oh! The acid alien girl. I really like her. I want them to do more with her because she's really fun. Like, they had her basically skating around on her acid, so it was like, heck yeah! But they don't give her a lot. I wish they would give her more because she's very interesting. Mineta! We have reached one of my least favorite characters of all time. He is a pervert, and that is the extent of it. His hair is made of balls, and he can throw them, and they're sticky, and he's a pervert.
Yeah, I'll talk more
I
about that
hate him.
when we get there.
I hate him so much. Jiro. Jiro is... your phone jack. I liked when her and Annie Talk were working against the microphone teacher in the team battling of the teachers. That one was really interesting. That was when you really, or at least when I really understood her powers. Because prior to that, it was kind of just like, oh, she can make noises and vibrations. Woo. That fight was really cool, though. But of the two of them, I like Annie Talk more. We haven't gotten him yet. So, Shoji, 3 what tentacles. Oh, Shoji, the one who looks like Kakashi with his face mask, but is not the Kakashi character of the show.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Like, every time he comes on, he's got the gray hair with the crazy spikes and the mask. He looks like Kakashi. He's really cool. At first, I was just like, oh, he has multiple arms. How weird. But then he can make them into eyeballs. He can make them into ears, and he's very strong. He can carry other people on his back. Like, it's... What they've done with him is way more interesting than I initially thought. So, I mean, almost all of these characters, he does a really good job of making powers where you think they're going to be done one way, and then he's like, no, this is better, and he's right.
Like Mirio.
Like who?
We'll get there.
Mirio. Oh, no, we don't know. No, we're not there. Okay. We just did Shoji. Stop highlighting them. You're making it difficult. I can't read these things.
Help me!
Sero. Oh, quick tape. Okay, that was another one where at first I was like, that is really stupid. He can spit out tape from his elbows. Whoop-de-doo. He is Spider-Man, and Spider-Man is one of my favorite superheroes, so, like, I am all for this. But he also has strategic capabilities. Like, he uses his tape in ways that it's like, yeah, he turned the tide of that fight. Heck yeah, I can get behind that. Oh, gee, that Ojiro.
The tail.
Okay. He's cute. Hasn't really done much other than he has a prehensile tail. Woo. Like, I don't remember much about his character, so. Coda, that's Annie talk. I adore him. It is, right? Oh, Annie voice. I always say his hero name wrong. I am a horrible human being. I'm so sorry, you guys. I guarantee you everyone knew who I was talking about, though.
Yes.
Annie voice, Annie talk, you know. He is adorable. And I love him. I want more of him.
Yes, dear.
Coda is Annie voice. Toru Hagakure. Oh, the Invisible Girl. I like her. Again, haven't really done a lot with her. I mean, she's invisible. It's kind of hard to, like, I don't know what she looks like.
She's in every scene.
Every single scene. Sato, quick, Sugar Rush. That guy is weird. Like, he bakes. That's cute. I'm not being sarcastic.
No,
I think it is cute that he bakes. Because then, like, oh, yes, he eats sugar and he becomes strong for, like, 5 minutes. So this is another one where I'm like, yeah, once he's over that sugar rush, he's useless. Why is he in the hero class? Like, Okay, so
bother with 1B.
Okay, there were like, not really. Wait, the
third year students.
Okay, so Mirio, do you want to be the one to talk about him?
Oh no, I think what you should do is go through all the characters because you're better at that anyways, and then I'll kind of give my overall.
He's lying, but okay. I adore Mirio. He's like Kitty Pryde, but like Kitty Pryde powers, but done realistically. Like, he can't breathe or see or smell, like nothing. Everything is cut off when he
uses his
powers to like phase through the floor. And so like he'll drop himself down, and then when he releases his powers, it just ejects him out of the floor
because of physics.
Yeah. Well, but it's so interesting because it's like, I don't know if I'd be comfortable with that power. Like, losing everything, that would freak me the heck out. And he uses it. And he's so interesting. And he has such a positive attitude. And I really love him. And one for all student, that was his teacher. Okay, we're moving on. Is Sun Eater next? Where's Sun Eater?
That's the next one.
Okay, what is his name? Tamaki. Tamaki, tied with Todoroki, are they? Well, no, I'm lying. Tamaki is actually my favorite now, and then Todoroki is my second favorite.
Dead.
No.
Just dead.
Until Tamaki showed up, Todoroki was my favorite, and then Tamaki showed up. Sun Eater. Is it Sun Eater?
It's Sun Eater.
Okay. He is so amazing. Like, if he eats a fish, he can, like, grow gills. If he eats a bird, he can grow wings. Like, he gets the powers of the food that he eats. And he can do more than one, which is just awesome. Because then it's like he has an endless variety of potential powers at his fingertips. As long as, he carries that snack on him. Which he does. And that is so awesome to me. And I was so afraid they were going to kill him in that fight. And I'm so glad they didn't. And I don't want them to kill him. And I want him to stay forever because he's the best. Okay, and then what the heck does she do? Spiral-like waves. Yeah, I don't remember her, so.
She doesn't have much, I don't think.
Toshinori. Is that the Kakashi?
Toshinori. No.
Or is that what? All Might? Oh, it's All Might.
All Might,
Okay, because
yeah.
I was like, I don't know that name. That's because they always call him All Might. All Might is so good. I mean, it's ridiculous that he lost his stomach in a fight and all he does is puke up blood now. Like, okay, yeah, you could survive without a stomach. Yeah, sure. I'm like, okay, if he had, like, something to replace his stomach with, maybe, but he doesn't. Because they constantly pull up his stomach to show the wound that he got. It's just like, what? This is insane. But when he's not using his powers. He is just this teeny tiny weakling of a man. And I love it. And why are you... What? No.
I was checking something. Go.
No.
No, you're good.
No.
Things are fine.
Rude.
I'm sorry.
Darn right, you're sorry. But he transfers his power by using it, by making the kid eat his hair. That's just...
Eat my hair!
Like, I mean, I guess I could use one of my bangs and it wouldn't be too bad, but, like, could you imagine if you had to eat, like, a 3-foot-long hair in order to gain superpowers?
We thank you for
No.
listening to these podcasts. These videos,
Tune
by
in
the way.
next week, 9 a.m. 9:30 a.m. Saturday morning. Pacific Standard Time.
We appreciate all of you out there.
Oh.
So you were saying...
Why are you scrolling?
Because I was looking at
but
things.
Stop.
No, I do what I want.
Nezu's the principal. He's really cool. Aizawa is the Kakashi character. He is their teacher, and his power is if he's looking at you and he doesn't blink, your powers are neutralized. Only problem with this is his hair kind of like loses gravity, so you can tell if he's using his power or not. And he sleeps all the time, which is hilarious, so that when he's awake, he doesn't have to close his eyes as much. And he needs, eye drops and stuff. That's what he just needs to do. But, he's a really good character. I really like how they've handled him. He has moments where I'm just like, yes, Aizawa! And, sometimes I'm just like, yes, Kakashi! Because I don't remember his name.
Yeah,
but we know who we're talking about.
The loud voice guy.
Is that Yamada?
Yeah.
Yamada?
Present.
He can amplify his voice. It's okay. I mean, they have used his powers in interesting ways. Like, again, this is it shows how good the mangaka is. Because you'd think, like, yeah, he just, screams and shouts at them and bursts their eardrums. But they do a good job with it. Blood control, I don't remember that. Nope. Well, yeah, Recovery Girl is meh. I like 13. She is in an astronaut uniform at all times, and she can create black holes. Like, that is so cool. I really hope they do more with her, because I like her. Where are the bad guys? Go to the bad guys.
I was going to say, we might ask if you wanted to do that.
Because I don't remember.
No, there's kind of a few. How
Oh,
about this
Sir
guy?
Night-Eye. Okay, that is Mirio's teacher, and he was the sidekick or student of All Might.
Partner? I don't know, sidekick, something
like that. He can see into the future, and until he meets Deku, he's never had one of his visions be wrong. They have always come true. So at some point, he sees that All Might is going to die, and he's just like, All Might, you gotta stop, because you're gonna die, and I can't handle that. And so, like, they split up, and they're not partners anymore. And then there's just a big fight where they're going to save this girl with a horn, and that sounded like she has a horn, like the instrument. I mean, like a horn on her head.
I love that you're gesturing.
Well, because I want
know.
you to say something to make it make sense, and
No,
you're
this
just
is
looking at me
way
like
better.
I'm crazy.
This is way better this way. This is vastly more entertaining.
So, and he sees into the future that all of the kids from the school are gonna die. Like, they're gonna fail. And Mirio ends up getting stabbed multiple times, and he loses his powers, but he still saves the girl with the horn, and he gets her out of there, and Deku comes in, and they end up fighting, and they win, and Night Eye's just like, what? Like, you're all alive. But of course, he is mortally wounded. And he was, what was it, the stomach and a leg and an arm?
Yeah.
Like, I think the main thing was his chest or his stomach. And of course I was like, well, I mean, All Might can survive without his stomach. Sir Night Eye can too. No, they kill him. They kill him hard, and they kill him in front of Mirio. And so Mirio's just sobbing. and All Might and Deku are outside the little hospital room, and then I just, oh my god, that was so painful. But yeah, he should not have survived those injuries, but All Might should have a stomach, so...
Verge of tears into, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Oh, Gran Torino. Okay, he is really fun, being really, really speedy, and just hilarious. I love his commentary. He's great.
There's another character on there you'll want to talk about.
Gang Orca? Oh! Okay, but Gang Orca is really cool. His, like, tongue tie thing, he's really cool. I do like him. Fat Gum. I cried so hard over Fat Gum, you guys. When okay, so he had his Choji moment where he's really fat and he uses all his powers and then he comes out of it skinny and you're just like, wow, he's really attractive. And then you're like, I'm a horrible human being who thinks that you can only be attractive if you're skinny, and I hate myself. Oh my gosh, I cried so hard though because like he was going all out. And then Yusuke's voice was going all out. I forgot Kaminari? Is that his name? Was that I don't remember.
That's the other
Yusuke. The redhead who can harden his body.
He does have
They go all... What?
Just nothing, yeah.
They go all out. And Fat Gum wins. And I was crying so hard. Like, did they... What is the word? It's not Death Shadow.
Death Flag.
Death Flag. I always say Death Shadow.
How do you not know this?
I'm trying to say like foreshadow, and then I'm like, that's not like they're foreshadowing his death. But no, Death Flag I don't know words. Did they Death Flag him? I felt like they did because it was like I'm gonna go all out too, and it was so painful. And I loved it. Mhm.
And then...
I find Rock Lock kind of offensive. Like, it annoys me. Yeah. Like, okay, oh yeah, here's your token black guy who acts like this, and it annoys me. He has cool power, though, so I'll give him that. All for One is creepy. Tomura Shigaraki, is that the guy with all the hands?
Yeah, that's Handsy.
He is so creepy. And then he takes his hands off his face, and he looks like he's been burned. Like, he's so
weird.
creepy. Oh my gosh. Black Mist. Wait. Cloud.
He's the teleporty guy.
Quick Warp Gate. Yes.
Yes.
Kurogiri is one of my favorite bad guys like ever. He has one of the coolest looks. He always wears this suit, and then he has this just freaking rockin' helmet on. But he doesn't really have a face. He looks like he's just a black hole. He's like a void. And he can create portals. Oh my gosh, he's so cool. I love him. Like, every time he shows up, I'm just like, yes! But I cannot remember his name. I've already forgotten it. Kurogiri? Okay.
What's his name?
Kurogiri. You can't ask me that when I'm literally looking at the screen. Kaminari? It's Yusuke. I don't know. Who is the guy that kidnapped the girl with the horn?
I think we're getting to him. Not here yet. Because he's going to be under another group.
No, I don't really love it.
Yeah, these are the guys that...
Is it G? No.
No, because these are the ones that...
Twice! I also love Twice. Twice and the Gate guy are my favorite. Twice makes me think of Deadpool. Like, he has...
That's basically
Is it just two personalities or multiple?
I think it's multiple, but it's mostly played as two.
Yeah.
Well, no, because we got his backstory and it was clever. But yeah, go ahead.
He's so cool. He can create copies of himself, and I love his attitude. I love how he talks. I love his design. I love everything about him. Mr. Compress. I almost said Compress. Mr. Compress. He is also super cool. Looks like a magician, and he can take anything and just turn it into a teeny tiny marble. And he is important. Remember him. I love him. Spinner. I don't
Some of these are not
Okay,
people
I
that you-
feel like we missed.
Well, no, some of these are not characters we've gotten to because they're farther than we are. But the one you're looking for is
Chisuke?
yes.
Overhaul. Yes, Overhaul. Okay. So he can, like, create and disassemble things just by touching them. Like, it's so awesome. At one point, he gets the magician's arm, and he destroys his arm. So, does he get a robot arm after that?
He gets a
Something.
robot arm of
Yeah.
some sort, yes.
Automail arm. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, yeah! No, I'm sorry. I had
No,
to.
you're not.
I'm not sorry at all. I love
Why
you.
are you lying to me?
You know it's the truth, so it doesn't matter. If you know that I'm lying, that makes it okay, right?
What?
And, so eventually, the bad guys are fighting the bad guys, which I already love, because it's just like, yes. And they capture, what was his name? Overhaul. So Overhaul is being held by the police. They bust open the truck that he's in, and he's in not necessarily a stretcher, but that's basically
He is
what it is.
restrained in a
Yeah,
stretcher
like he
like
can't move. So the magician comes over and he's like, "By the way, you took mine, so I'm going to take yours." And he
Compresses.
because doesn't he just compresses the arm, or does he cut it off and then he
He
compresses
compresses it.
He just compresses his arm, and he's like, "This is mine now." So Overhaul's sitting there like, "Oh my gosh, I only have one arm, what the heck?" And then the bad guy with all the hands comes over, and he's like, "You know what, I'm going to take the other one too." And he chops off the other arm, doesn't he?
Well, he disintegrates.
Or does he just disintegrates it?
That's
Well,
his power, yeah.
did I switch them?
No.
I thought Overhaul was the...
Neither one cuts anything.
Well, he's the one who disassembles things.
Yes.
Oh!
There's disassembling.
Okay, the hand guy, he's the one who just, like, decomposes things.
Yeah, rots,
It's
basically.
creepy.
Yeah.
But he takes his other arm, and they're both just like, "Bye!" And I love it. Like, Overhaul kidnapped this little girl and has been experimenting on her and basically torturing her and emotionally abusing her, physically abusing her, everything. So seeing him lose both of his arms to the bad guys, by the way, was just like cherry on top perfection. I'm sorry, you can laugh at me all you want.
This is what
loved
Liz would do
it.
to the
I
person who made the Full Metal
screamed.
Alchemist Brotherhood live action movie.
Oh, honey.
At least.
I would start with the fingers and the toes and then the nose and the ears and then the wrist and then the elbow and then the shoulders. It would be slow and incredibly painful.
Yes, dear.
No. I would not give them the opportunity to survive that.
Yes, dear.
No.
Dear, yes.
Is there anybody else that I want to talk about?
I think these are all people past us.
Stain was a good bad guy. He was interesting.
Yeah.
Super creepy looking. Him and Ida, that was a big thing. That storyline just, it broke me, you guys. It broke me.
This
Yeah.
is fragile.
I really am. I cry so much. Aerie, that's the girl with the horn. That's her name. She was so sweet. Like, her power is that she can rewind time, and can she fast forward it as well, or just
No,
rewind
she just
it?
rewinds it.
Yeah, she just rewinds it. So, her and Deku... I didn't really talk about Deku. So, when
No.
Deku uses All Might's powers... Well, because, I mean, if they have watched anything of My Hero, they know at least Deku's powers, if anybody.
Can punch stuff.
Well, I mean, now he's into kicks, which I enjoy. But anytime he uses his powers, he just destroys his bones, his muscles, his skin, everything. He destroys his body because his body is not capable of using the power that it has in it. And he doesn't have a good control over it. So when she's on his back, he can just go all out, 100%. I think he actually throws out like 1,000%, which is actually perfect. Because as his body is being destroyed by his powers, she's not really able to control her power. She's just crying and immediately rewinds it. So his body goes right back to being healed again. Which is why they're able to beat overhaul. I had to think about it. I don't remember their names. I'm not good at this.
You did get that.
So that was really cool, and I hope as time goes by and as she matures that they're able to bring her back and use her powers in combination with Deku a little bit more. But I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I mentioned Uraraka. I didn't talk about her powers. She is anti-gravity. Anything she touches just starts to float, which is super cool, and she has used it in incredibly interesting ways. Her fight in the tournament was one of my favorites because she's just running around and, you're not sure what the heck she's doing. And then the next thing you know, does she have to clap? Is that what she does to stop her
she
powers?
She has to touch her fingers.
Or yeah, she has like the thinking pose, like excellent.
Yeah, that's what they're going for.
I'm just trying to explain it. Just saying this doesn't mean they can see it. They're only hearing it, handsome man.
Liz gestures wildly.
With 2 fingers. Kidding, I love you. But yeah, and then she releases it. You're a dork. And then she releases it, and they all fall, and it was so cool. That I was like, oh, okay, like her powers will be like this, and then he's so good. I love it.
So yeah,
this show is amazing, and if you haven't watched it yet, you should not be listening to this. I spoil so much. What is wrong with you? This show is amazing. Even with the spoilers, you should still go and watch the show. It is worth it. The powers alone are just mind-boggling.
So to like throw my 2 cents in this,
I just talked for like 40 minutes. I'm so sorry.
No, you're not. So,
it's my channel. It's okay.
Yeah.
They can mute me. I don't care.
As long as you don't eat your hair. Yeah, well, you were talking
That
about
would make me sick.
Yeah, okay. So, point is...
I'm not going to pass my powers to myself. That's stupid.
Yes, that was the only dumb thing that was said in this entire thing. So, no, it's Liz... That's part of why I just let her go on and geek out about it. Because,
gosh.
Well, no, what makes the show good is that there's a lot of, like, shonen anime out there. Like, everyone's seen something that does the whole hero power thing. And we've already talked about it before. We're like, yeah, Hunter x Hunter is really good because it does that really well. And I feel like My Hero Academia is in the same vein where, while it's not quite doing what Hunter x Hunter did, it's just well done. It's really well executed. It's got a lot of thought put into it. It has a huge cast of characters, and it does a really good job of, like, respecting all of them. Like, the characters are well done. They're given, like, good personalities and backstories, and not just, like, plot-based personalities. Like, right now, I need to be angry. What? We're getting there. We're getting there.
I already talked about him.
I'm getting there. So, like, like, it doesn't just do plot-based character personalities. We're like, oh, we need this person to be angry and to hate this person just for this. Like, it's just well laid out and well done. The fight scenes are cool and really creative. Like, you could easily put a lot less effort into how you'd handle superpowers. Like, obviously, comic books have been around for eons, so nearly everything's been done. But, like, at the same time, like, Mirio's fight is really, really cool. And his power is, again, as you said, Shadow Cat. He can phase through things, and yet they use that in so many creative ways, which maybe if you're a comic book fan, you've seen more of that already. But it's just like, yeah, didn't even think of that. And it's just really well done. And that's why it's a huge freaking shame that they have Mineta, who is a giant waste of space. Mm-hmm. And, like, not all, like, again, he's the pervert character who does all the inappropriate stuff. And not only is that annoying, just as is, but it's extra annoying because they don't do anything with him. Like, a lot of these characters I thought were going to be handled in much more cliche or less interesting ways. Like, I've watched, like, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I've watched worse shows that I have enjoyed that have done, worse character development, and I would have been fine with it here. But they've done such a good job of making every cast member interesting or unique or at least feel human. And then he's, like, the gross gag character to the point that, like, they don't even when they have, like, I really wondered if, like, okay, maybe the point of him is they're going to have him be this character and they're going to have somebody call him out on it because there was an opportunity to really do that and have it be like, hey, dude, like, this is not okay and it's really not helping anyone and it's really not helping us, and if you want to be a hero, you need to be better than this. And you could be so much better if you weren't just constantly being some sort of, like, joke of a person because you're so low in self-esteem or frickin' whatever, however you want to phrase it. And no, instead they literally doubled down on it. So, thankfully, I have heard that he writes that character in less because he's gotten so much backlash from him. Which I'm totally okay with, because if you're not going to do anything interesting with him, yeah, as he is, he literally serves no purpose. And that's the rant you'll hear from, like, most people who watch this show, because it doesn't matter, the rest of the show is amazing, just tune out when he's on screen or talking, because literally every time he does, there's nothing important about to happen.
I mean, when he actually fights, he's really interesting, and they work well with him.
They always
but if he's in a fight with a girl...
Yeah,
it's horrible.
It's really stupid. And it's not like, I mean, I'm a guy, I was a teenager, I have watched some stupid stuff. It's not even well done by those standards. It's not even like, well, at least it's good fan service. It's like, no, this is just bad in every direction. Why are you doing this? Mm-hmm. But again, like, as much as it's easy to rant about him, it's because it's such an anomaly in what is otherwise a really great show.
Yeah.
And it's easy to watch. Almost anyone would like this, again, except for the stupid Mineta stuff. It's cool because it's like, I can show this to anyone. You know, it doesn't have a lot of the weirder stuff that anime will do, where it's like, well, look, I know it's a bit odd, but they're going to have this character who, like, doesn't matter. It's fun. And I don't know, like, it's nice to have something that feels like it's got quality, and it's still trying to be like standard hero's journey stuff and just take it seriously and still be fun. Oh, that's the other thing actually, is I like that it hasn't had much romance, like literally basically any at all. Mm-hmm. Given that, like, especially anime, but plenty of shows, I would expect them to be like, you know, teasing ships and pairing people off and having date episodes and whatnot. And that's not inherently bad or anything, but it can be really lazy, and some shows are really bad about it, where it just devolves really quickly and it makes characters less interesting or whatnot. And, like, this one, they've barely touched any of that, because they're just like, yeah, we don't have time for that.
Like, they hint that Uraraka and Deku have crushes on each other, but that's it. It's literally just like, ooh, they might have a crush on the other one because, oh, they blushed.
Yeah, and you might get, like, one scene every 10 episodes, if that. Like, it's...
Oh, yeah, no, it doesn't
really
happen
not
every episode.
Important at all. And it's nice because it also kind of... No one's doing what they're doing out of love, or at least that kind of, like, shallow, you know, well, maybe not shallow, but cliche, like, have to save the guy or the girl that I love motivation. Like, that's never happened. And it's really kind of nice and refreshing, especially for a hero show where, you know, Superman saving Lois Lane was kind of cool the first time, but at this point the girl needs, like, a parachute because he's got stuff to do and she's got to stay away from ledges.
You're not wrong, though.
No, I'm not. And I like Lois Lane, so...
Yeah, I was never really into Superman.
They do good stuff with him, but it's hard to have him be the focus. But then again, you didn't watch the really good shows either.
No.
Yeah, Liz didn't get to see Batman the Animated Series, the Superman Animated Series, or the Justice League Animated Series, so we should actually probably watch those.
The most I saw of Batman the Animated Series was, no joke, preview on a Sailor Moon or a Pokemon tape. I don't remember which. No, maybe it was Digimon. Either it was a preview in front of one of my movies on a VHS tape.
I am literally staring at the DVDs and wondering why I haven't forced this on you yet.
Yeah, you want to know why, honey? Because I have a DVD player and a dual VHS player that you have not hooked up. No matter how many times I mention it to you and bring it to you, you do not do anything with it.
You're just going to sit there in silence, Liz, and not explain how we haven't watched this yet, huh? Unbelievable.
I feel like you should have mentioned on that weird accent that I just whipped out, but instead you pretend to have not heard me.
No, I only comment on your sudden out-of-nowhere Jersey accent. Because it seems to be authentic. It's not like that where you're just having fun and being weird, or like you for some reason segued into an accent and now you're committed to it.
Yes.
No, it's like
One
legit,
word I said,
like
I said it
suddenly
weird,
you've
and then I
revealed that you're a ninja mutant from Jersey or whatever, and you're slipping back.
So weird.
See, I think that's enough about My Hero.
Well, I mean, who's your favorite character? You like did.
Oh, I mean, I figured you covered, because like that's the cool thing, is there's just so many cool characters.
Okay, but you have to pick one. All right, or at least two. I picked Sun Eater and Todoroki.
I do like Deku. I think he's a really good protagonist. And I don't normally like protagonists.
What?
We've been over this.
That is not true.
We've been over this.
You're a liar.
I'm a lying liar who lies.
Yeah. You usually like the protagonist.
Depends on the show. Heavily.
Okay,
Especially in these
honey.
kinds of shows, usually I don't. I did not care for Naruto all that much. I didn't care about anyone in Bleach, but that's because it's Bleach.
Ouch.
Spoilers!
Not really.
No, I know. It's okay, the writer didn't either. No, I don't know. Deku's fun. God, it's so hard to think of. Like, I really like how the Iravity, she's always fun.
Oh, yeah.
She's really well done. She's got some of the coolest scenes, and it's like really nice to see someone handled well. Froppy is fun.
I love her. The frog is the
Kirishima's
best.
fun. You know that one you can't remember his name.
Yusuke. His name is Yusuke.
Yeah, sure it is. Kaminari.
Okay,
Kirishi.
seriously, every time he talks, I just see Yusuke. Like, Justin Cook is Yusuke.
Yes.
Yusuke is Justin Cook.
I'm sure that's what
I've
he's
met him
going
in
for.
person. I have videos on my channel that you guys can go and watch. Like, I have met him. He is a wonderful human being.
Okay. So, but yeah, no, and I mean, the nice thing about the show is, like, really, it's not that hard to pick people you like, because, again...
They're all generally likable.
And they've all had screen time. Like, characters get interactions that are realistic and that are important and that aren't centered on just that protagonist crew. Like, the world doesn't just revolve around them. And sometimes it means you won't see other characters. And we haven't finished the current season, granted, because, like, yay!
I like Dub,
Festival
and it's
arc.
been stopped.
Yeah. Well, no, I just meant festival arc as well. It's kind of like, feels weird that you kept going. Alex says it's worth finishing, though, so we'll do it.
Well, yeah, we're caught up.
They still haven't put out a dub?
I thought they stopped it because of COVID.
Well, I thought they were behind because of COVID. I don't know if they stopped it.
I don't
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought it took 30 minutes for the Death Note tour. What do I know?
You're such a dork.
So yeah, no, and I really like the villains so far. I like the way they've handled most things. I really have very, very, very few complaints, and they all center pretty much around Mineta. So,
Yeah. He's
he's
not.
a waste. It's weird. So,
Ugh, I hated him so much.
are we good moving on? 'Cause I think we can.
I mean,
fit.
we have like 10 minutes.
Oh, we
so.
can start.
Okay.
Because the
When
next
we
one's the next one's Mob Psycho 100, which I'm just going to quickly say I've heard of. I think I've mentioned it before because this list keeps changing its order, but I tried watching it. I hear it's really good. It's done by the people who are somehow related to One Punch Man. I don't know if it's the same studio, same people, same writer. I forget. It's constantly mentioned as something I should watch, and I tried it, and I just couldn't quite get into it. So if you liked One Punch Man, I always hear good things about Mob Psycho 100, and if honestly you were aware of it, you already knew that. So that's all I have to say on that. We don't know that. We don't know that. So the next one's Samurai Champloo, which I think we don't need to go too far into, given...
That one was the one with the two guys and the girl, right?
Yes.
So I shipped the main guy with the girl. I literally don't remember their names. I don't even think I knew their names when I was watching the show. Like, we watched it with Dawn.
pretty much act
and I would
every
try-
other episode.
Yeah, like, I kept forgetting their names. And so when I did start to remember it, I would shout out their names if they were talking and would sing their names.
Infinite is in Japanese.
What infinite is?
Yeah, infinity, infinite, something like
No?
that. Mugen, Gene, and Fu.
Mugen.
Mugen is infinite, I know that, or infinity, or something like that. I'm sure I'm wrong again, actually, now that I say it out loud, but whatever. There's a
Why would that make me remember his name?
You kind of know Japanese. I was just curious. You speak some Japanese.
Not a lot, but
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's Mugen, Gene, and Fu.
Fu was the girl.
Yes.
Gene was my favorite character, ultimately.
Yes.
He was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Such a badass. I really liked him.
Yeah.
And then I shipped Mugen and Fu.
So, real quick
That's
summary.
the extent of it.
It's samurai, adventure, problem of the week sort of style with overarching plot. Done by, I don't know if it's the same guy or same studio again. I know it's Bones, but I think it's Bones. Whatever. That did, oh my god, Cowboy Bebop. And it's definitely got a similar Cowboy Bebop vibe. But I think you like this a lot better, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked this one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like Cowboy Bebop.
I'm aware of this, yes.
Like, The main cast, I liked everybody. And then the major people, the major characters that they met across the way, I also liked.
Yeah.
Versus Cowboy Bebop, I did not like the main character. I did not like the main character's, like, whatever Valentine was. I don't know. They didn't actually date, so I don't know what she was, but I didn't like her.
Person who should have been. No, I don't know.
I didn't like her.
But yeah, no, I mean, Shampoo I think is fun, especially if you like Bebop, but even on its own, it's a little more watchable. I wish they hadn't kind of messed up the plot in small ways, but whatever. It's still really, really cool. And it's got the whole kind of music influence and, like, sort of that, I don't want to say exactly rap, but, I mean, that's part of it, but that DJ mixing, like, early 90s, there's a word for it that I can't think of, but it's a certain scene, and it's not coming to me. But whatever, it's got a lot of that. And it's just really stylistic and really cool and really watchable. And I know it's one of John's favorite animes, because he loves the samurai.
It is his favorite anime.
No, it is not.
Really?
Rurouni Kenshin is his favorite anime. How dare you?
I swear he had said, are you sure?
I
thought he had said when we were watching it, because we started it with him. I swear he had said it was his favorite.
No, I'm pretty sure it and Kenshin are, like, either tied, and he loves the Kenshin movie the most. I would bet like $20 on this. I could be wrong. I was wrong about the Death Note, but I could be right. So whatever.
I don't know. I mean, that is subjective. It's John's favorite. You cannot look that up on the internet.
Sure we can.
Okay,
I keep a database on things John likes. So
John is worth it. John is wonderful.
Yeah, no. So yeah, no, I thought it was a fun show. There doesn't need to be a whole lot of them to say. I think the fight choreography especially is so well done.
That was really good, yeah.
And not just because it's cool, but because it's like an homage to like all those old samurai movies. There's just so many cool scenes and episodes, and it's memorable as heck. And there's funny stuff, and there's serious stuff, and
they handle it well.
Yeah, it's good. If you haven't seen it, just watch it.
That one is worth it. That one has my stamp of approval.
Stamp of approval. All right. So what else do we have here? We have more Attack on Titan. Oh, One Piece. I think we can both. Do you even want to comment on One Piece, or?
I mean, I used to get Shonen Jump in the mail every month, and I would read that thing from back to front so many times, like throughout the month until the next one came in. And mostly I got it for Naruto. That was my favorite. I was very excited about that. But One Piece is in there, and I would read some, and it never hooked me. Like, I read it for the fact that it was in there, and I was not gonna waste my daddy's money on that magazine. I read it, but I mean, the most memorable characters for me, Zoro was my favorite. Guy with the swords was awesome. There you go, playing some videos again, like a butt.
Love
and
you too, dear.
Shanji, Shanji, the cook? Was his name Shanji? I think I'm mispronouncing it.
Shaji? No, it doesn't sound right.
It doesn't. But the cook, he was fun.
Shoji?
I did not like Nami. She annoyed the heck out of me. Usopp creeped me out.
Usopp annoys me.
with his nose. I liked the deer guy, the one that could
Chopper.
Chopper.
How did I remember
the little guy that would transform into a huge thing. He was really cool.
How long does a Death Note take? I don't know, 30 minutes? What's the reindeer's name? Chopper. I don't even like One Piece.
What is the main kid's name?
Luffy?
Monkey D. Luffy. He was interesting. I thought it was really weird that their powers would make it so they can't, like, swim or float in water. Like, you want to be a pirate. You want to, swim, or not swim, but, like, travel across the ocean and find the One Piece. And if you're in the water, you're going to die. Like, it's interesting, but it's also super duper weird.
Well, it also never mattered. Well, it barely ever.
Well, like, I think there were a couple times when, like, he was thinking, but of course, someone saved him.
Yeah, like, well, okay, so.
Well, because it made him weigh crap ton in the water, didn't it? I don't remember.
So, my take on One Piece is, yeah, I could not get into it. I tried watching the anime, and I was just like, wow, this is bad. Maybe not bad, but just like, okay, I've seen this all before. If I hadn't watched DBZ and I was still at the age where I watched DBZ first, like, I could get into this, but this seems to have no redeeming qualities for someone who's seen this song and dance. I'm out.
Also, I didn't like the art style. Continue.
Yeah. So I have heard since then, from multiple sources, and at first I was like, well, that can't be right. Like, oh yeah, just skip the first 100 episodes, chapters, whatever. It's been going on for like since 1990. Jesus, 1999? Ah! But, yeah, and they're all like, oh, well, just skip the first 100 or so, and then it gets good. So, and then I've also heard not only skip the first 100, but the manga is much better than the anime, because the anime is constantly stretching for time, because it's one of the only animes that's year-round. It has no seasonal break. So, I guess with that in mind, I have heard some stuff that I think is very interesting about One Piece. People still seem to have trouble explaining why it's good to me. God knows we've all got some free time, so I might throw it on a Kindle if I can, see if I can get it that way. I don't know, and maybe read it at work when I have some downtime and skip the first 100 chapters, and just see if I can get into it, because, like, it's such a big thing, and yet, yeah. And so before we end, the next one is Berserk, because we always forget where we're at the list. It keeps changing.
Oh my gosh, Berserk.
Yeah, don't look that up on your own if you're not for, yeah, it's, if
Don't
you're
do
not
it.
for adult
Don't do
things, it's not for you.
No. Dear
Yeah.
God, please don't.
And that is the end of the Otter cross stitch by, I don't remember her name, Leslie Tier. It took me 8 hours and 34 minutes. It's very dark out. I'm very tired. Here it is. It's so cute. Look at him. What? It's adorable. And I already showed it to my mom, and she said she loves it. So we're good. And I already knew she was going to love it because I had her look through the book, and she told me that's the one she liked like 5 years ago.
Well.
So I'm sure she's forgotten about it by now. All right, I have nothing else to add. I need to go shower and go to bed. So like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz. We'll see you guys in the next video.